Academy of Art University's Urban Nights Update is next. Coming up, get ready Northern California for another round of planned power outages.
And what about those new AirPod Pros? And are they worth it or not? We'll have the story.
Those crazy Bay Area housing prices and the impact they'll have on millennials.
Plus, you heard of K-pop, but do you have any idea what other Korean imports have become a part of American culture? We'll have all that coming up on your Urban Nights Update next.
Hello, and welcome to Academy of Art University's Urban Nights Update. I'm Galen Manhard. Thomas Delgadillo is sitting in with me, and here's what's happening. The law is coming after Juul. This week, the California Attorney General Xavier Becerra announced that his office is now suing the e-cigarette company, claiming that they illegally targeted kids with their advertising campaign. They also claim that Juul failed to verify the age of their customers, then kept the information of minors in order to target them with marketing material. California joins 6 other states that are also suing Juul for these practices. Well, it finally happened. The vaping deaths you read about have finally hit close to home. The San Francisco Bay Area just reported their first death in connection to vaping. The 40-year-old victim only started vaping 6 months ago. Across the country, there have now been over 4,000 cases of vaping-related illness and 40 deaths. The California Department of Health has asked everyone to stop vaping until a full investigation can be completed.
Apple outs vaping. After the Center for Disease Control and Prevention reported last week, Apple has decided to remove all 181 apps that are related to vaping. For the Apple users who already have these apps, you will be able to continue using them and download them on new devices with your Apple account. The goal for Apple is to keep the Apple App Store as a trusted place to download apps. There was some positive news in that CDC report last week. Cigarette smoking dropped to an all-time low among American adults in 2018. Just 13.7% of the U.S. adults smoked a cigarette. Since the first report warned of the health implications of smoking over 50 years ago, cigarette smoking has gone down about 2/3. The goal for the CDC is to see a day where there is no more tobacco-related diseases and deaths in the U.S.
PG&E is back at it again. The company announced that because of high wind predictions and dry weather conditions, there are more scheduled power outages. They will affect over 900,000 people over 25 counties. They are scheduled to begin on November 20th and only go through the 21st, but it is subject to change depending on the weather. For locals, these outages are becoming all too familiar, but hopefully the outages are not going to last as long as the ones from October. PG&E maintains that the need to shut the power lines down to prevent downed power lines from causing fires. These planned power outages could continue for many years, according to PG&E, and that's pushing many people into trying to figure out a backup plan. Ryan Gamboa visits one Northern California community that's discovered the cost of alternative power isn't easy to afford.
The quiet farming community of Red Bluff, California is one of the many cities affected by PG&E's mandatory power outages. Residents like David Gamboa struggled to find stores that had enough backup generators in stock.
We ended up finding a generator in our local Home Depot, but we had searched around in the Bay Area and Vacaville area, and we couldn't find one. And we were lucky enough that Home Depot in our town had gotten a new shipment in because they were preparing for another shutdown. So we bought ours, and the second round of shutdowns happened, and we were fortunate enough to power our refrigerator and freezer. We would unhook it and watch TV for a couple hours, but other than that, we had no lights, no power.
The average cost of a 3,500-watt generator runs about $650, which will only power a fraction of a home. That cost does not account for fuel, extension cords, and standard maintenance supplies. Red Bluff, with a median household income of $31,000 and a poverty rate of 25.3%, according to DataUSA.com, buying a generator for many Red Bluff residents may be out of the picture. Pete Saramonto shares his thoughts after buying a generator.
The money and funding that I spent on a generator, I could have utilized the efforts of that money and funding elsewhere. We've got a high school kid and a kid in college. Could have done other stuff with the money.
Many residents like Pete have been forced to find ways to continue life when the lights go out. Now, I went to Reading and spoke to some sales associates at Sportsman's Warehouse, and they told me that many families have traveled all the way from Humboldt County just for a coffee percolator. Another associate told me that one of his big struggles while working at Sportsman's during the power outages was having to tell a mother and her 2 children that an ice chest will not save her food when she can't afford to buy a generator to feed her children. Sportsman's Warehouse, Lowe's, Dick's Sporting Goods, and Home Depot were wiped clean of camping supplies, but are now restocked in most items for the next planned outage. Red Bluff residents have been forced to surrounding towns in search of supplies. Changing times for a small community, hardship is going to come in more ways than one. In Red Bluff, California, I'm Ryan Gamboa for Urban Nights Update.
Depending on what type of generator you're shopping for in terms of wattage and number of hours, they can cost you anywhere from about $3,000 on up.
Christmas is right around the corner, but is it too early to put up Christmas decorations? The Simmons, a Texas family, decided to decorate their house with their Christmas spirit on November 1st. But 3 days later, they got a letter from Diamond Association Management and Consulting demanding immediate takedown and to wait until we get closer to the holiday. The Simmons family was shocked, but they will wait until December to put up their inflatable snowman and continue their holiday spirits. With the stressful holiday season approaching, the airports are going to be filled with anxiety. But luckily in San Francisco, we have the world's first airport therapy pig hog, Lilu. To make air travel a little less difficult, psychologists believe humans' interaction with pets lower the distraction and stress. If going to the airport, make sure to leave some extra time to say hello to Lilu.
It's the holiday season, and you know what that means? It means the San Francisco Marin Food Bank just started their busiest time of the year. This is the perfect time to donate food or money to help make sure that every family is able to have meals through the holidays. Foster Farms is helping out by donating 800 turkeys, but that doesn't come close to the projected 2,000 the food bank says it will need to be able to give local food to food pantries. On Thanksgiving, Chick-fil-A will be closed. The company announced they will be taking the day off to reflect on what they're thankful for: family, friends, team members, our guests, and our second favorite bird. While they might be closed on Thanksgiving, it looks like they have no plans to shut their doors on Black Friday. Given the franchise history of closing its doors on Sundays, the Thanksgiving closure comes as no surprise.
With Thanksgiving around the corner, REI Co-op's The Outdoors retail store is encouraging people to opt outside this year for Black Friday. REI hopes to see its customers and employees help cleaning up their communities outdoors with family and friends instead of in the store shopping. CEO of REI calls it an opt to act in a letter he wrote on REI's website. One of the most purchased items on Cyber Monday is electronics. Apple is adding a new addition to the family this past month, AirPods Pro. We have Brooklyn Morera, who gets differentiating opinions on potential buyers.
McKenna DuBose purchased AirPods a year ago thinking it is the new hot deal. She uses them daily for music, phone calls, YouTube, and etc. With Apple always upgrading, they added a new addition to the family, AirPods Pro. Now the question remains, will McKenna buy them?
I'm sure that they work potentially better than the original AirPods they put out, but considering that their audience that they're gearing it towards is people our age in college, like millennials and things like that, and they're putting it out for more than double the amount of money is laughable to me. I think what Apple does really well is create problems and sell a solution. You know what I mean? They take the AirPods, for example, like they're nifty and they work, but people complain about it not fitting in their ears, and Apple has had the same headphone design for many, many years, and they come out with this new style and slap $100 on the price and call it a big innovation when I'm sure they've had it in their back pocket for a long time now.
On October 30th, Apple reveals the new and improved AirPods Pro. They are available for $249 on Apple.com and in the Apple Store. Between AirPods and AirPods Pro, the price difference is from about $100. Now, what makes AirPods Pro better? Their active noise cancellation to all background sounds includes earbuds, which comes in 3 different sizes of soft and flexible silicone ear tips. They're supposed to fit comfortable and be superior sealed to all immersive sounds. Apple even made it sweat and water resistant, perfect for active lifestyles.
I'm here at Apple in San Francisco to hear people's opinions about the new AirPods Pro.
Personally, I kind of feel like they're a waste of money just because they do the same things as the original AirPods. Them being $100 more is a little dumb in my opinion. And I like the design of the first ones. And again, I think it's dumb that I have to pay $100 more for something that does the same thing.
Apple classifies a big difference between AirPods and AirPods Pro. But is it worth the extra $100? With Apple always upgrading, we have to wait and see what is in store for the Apple family. I'm Brooke Murrah for your Urban Nights Update.
Thank you, Brooklyn. Guess I'm going to wait to purchase the new AirPods Pro then. But that's not all I will be purchasing. Maybe an Alexa as well?
Convenience stores just got more convenient. 7-Eleven has launched a new delivery service through Amazon Echo and Google Home. The app, 7 Voice, allows users to order their favorite snacks and drinks with just their voice and have them arrive in 30 minutes or less. The app will automatically identify your location and place your order at the nearest participating store. There's a $3.99 delivery fee attached to all orders though, although your first one is free. Are you angry? Do you need somewhere to take out your frustration? For the 10th anniversary of Angry Birds, the app developer is creating a venting machine and placing it in Times Square. The machine is exactly what it sounds like, a vending machine that you can punch, kick, shout at in public. This is all part of the Bringing the Anger campaign, which is promoting the new Angry Birds themed Rage Ride electric scooter. Once you are done with the vending machine, you will receive a small prize that will hopefully help you relax a little bit more.
A ranking analysis done by real estate website Property Shark reveals the entire nation's 125 most expensive zip codes to live in. To no surprise, California leads every state with 91 different zip codes being listed, and 55 of them coming from right here in the Bay Area. Real estate director Richard Green believes that this is because the people in the Bay Area make large amount of income. However, there is still not enough available housing. For Bay Area millennials, the dream of becoming a homeowner is shrinking smaller and smaller. In a new report from Apartment List, over 18% of millennials between the ages of 23 and 38 feel like they will be renting for the rest of their lives. With Bay Area home prices soaring into millions, only about 20% of these millennials are expected to be able to afford a 10% down payment on a home within the next 5 years. These numbers are alarming for those who are looking to become homeowners in the near future. For some people, spending a month visiting and living in San Francisco is the way to go. Urban Nights reporter Min-Jing Kim discovered it's becoming a trend among young adults from other countries.
Jion Oh is enjoying a month-long trip here in America. In Asia, where Jion came from, month-long trip is a huge trend. She was an office worker who only waited for the weekend, but here in America, she enjoys her life completely.
I came here for a vacation for a month. The reason is because I was just sick of my life. You know, I used to work from 9 to 5, you know, those typical workers. I was just too tired of those same routine every day. I needed a break. So that's why I'm here in America. I love it so far.
She took a long vacation last October, and she's now enjoying a long stay trip here in San Francisco. I'm here at the apartment where Jiwon rent for a month. The interesting fact is, those travelers who prefer to live here rather than travel prefer short-term rentals than staying expensive hotels. Her studio is small, but enough for her to enjoy her life.
I rented this apartment and I decided to stay in an apartment rather than in a hotel. The reason is because when you stay in a hotel, it sounds like you're just a traveler who's gonna visit tourist attractions and just be a typical traveler. But I did not want to do that. I wanted to experience those American culture, and just want to be a part of them.
As the rising demand of short-term rentals, the shape of vacation rental industry is also changing. According to Euromonitor International, the demand of short-term rental has been increasing since 2012. Compared to 2012, demand has almost doubled in 2017. And this trend is expected to continue. At San Francisco, Minjin Kim for Urban Nights Update.
The travel trend is changing. Young travelers want to experience and be part of the country's culture.
Now it's time to check in with Milo Simpson-Bent in our sports segment this week.
Hello, and welcome to the Academy of Art University's Sports Update. It has been a busy month for AAU sports, and I'm here to break down some of this past week's competition for you. The men's basketball season has just begun. Over the weekend, Urban Knights took on Cal State San Marcos and Cal State Monterey Bay in the Otter Invitational. Despite losing their games by close scores, the team is set to have an exciting season. Here is Dante, Victor, and Joshua with what to expect.
Especially as a returner, I just think that we could have a great year. It's a lot of new talent on this team. I've seen a lot of positive things so far in our first 3 scrimmages. I'm really excited to see how far we can go and what we can accomplish.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's been like almost 8 months since the last conference game, and we just decided to compete and get wins.
I love it. I like the city a lot. I enjoy Waterman, DJ, and Trim as coaches a lot. They really push us hard, so we may be sore a lot, but it's gonna pay off. So. I mean, I know you gotta put your nose on the grindstone just to get better.
We really got a lot of people that really just have to grind for everything. So yeah. I think you'll be able to see that when you see us play.
The women's basketball season is also just beginning. They began the season with a 2-0 record, beating Western Oregon and Concordia colleges. Head coach Crystal Evans tells us what is in store for the season ahead.
I'm just excited to see them be their best selves. We recruit people. We recruit good people. People first, athletes second, and we really mean that. And so to know each student athlete on my team, they're my family. So to know my sister, my younger sister, my younger cousin, or I'll crack jokes and say, that one's my distant cousin today. To know what they're going through on a day-to-day basis and where they've come from, and to embrace that and value it, and then see it all manifest on the court. For us, we're giving this God-given talent. This is our way to say thank you and pay it back. We pay it forward. We put it all out on the floor. We represent our university, our parents, and then our family here as a team. And to see them be able to do that, it excites me.
Now, earlier this month, graduate student Hasna Karur set a personal new record at the 2019 Division II West Regional Cross Country Championship. Karur completed her personal record for a 6K, 43 seconds faster than her previous time. Looking back on her achievement, this is what she had to say.
Yeah, mentally I was going there to reach the top 5. So when I started the race, I just went the first group and I tried so hard to stay with them. I was very careful. I didn't want to do like last year, because last year I started very, very fast and I couldn't finish the race. It was really awful. But this year I learned from last year, so I said I just have to be very patient and careful and just follow the group and see how it's gonna be. Yeah, I was feeling very good, I had very good sensation, and I knew I was in shape, so I could follow the group. I was following the first group, and I had really bad and hard time in the last 2K.
Karur's next race will be on November 23rd in Sacramento. Well, that is all the time we have today. Thank you for tuning in to this Academy of Art Sports Update. I'm Milo Simpson-Bent, and back to you.
Thank you, Milo. Speaking of sports, I sat down with one of my teammates to discuss severe injuries and transitions from a small town. Thank you. I'm here with Ryan Gamboa, baseball player here at Academy of Art, and one of my teammates. So Ryan, you had a major injury last year that caused you to end up having a medical redshirt. Kind of walk me through what that did to you mentally, having that injury.
Yeah, it was sort of a fluke thing. I think I had only played 8 games, and like you said, I'm a catcher, and we had a really tough game against Holy Names, and We were kind of getting blown out a little bit, and our coach did a full lineup swap. I wasn't playing that game, and I think it was like my second batter in. There was a high pitch, and a foul ball came and just hit me, and it broke my index metacarpal, and I had it like broke, kind of like shattered it basically, and they put 3 pins in, and like it was pretty traumatizing. I'm not gonna lie, because you know I just transferred from a junior college, and I was like, okay, I'm ready to go and play at the next level, Division II baseball. Like this is great. I'm excited. And then it almost felt like the world kind of crashed down on me all at once, because I've already had baseball taken from me once. I tore my ACL my senior year of high school, and I had to redshirt my first year of junior college. So it was like, I really felt like, I was like, I can't seem to catch a break. And I kind of felt sorry for myself. And it took me about a couple weeks to really like get myself out of that rut.
So did it ever feel like you wanted to just quit baseball, just hang it up?
You know, I think what it did is, like, when it first happened, I was like, you know what, oh, this is terrible, like, I'm over it, I'm like, why am I even here? But once, like, I started to realize that, like, I was not able to play, and I was like, you know what, I gotta be a good teammate, I gotta help these guys win. I really missed it, and I was really hungry, and I got to travel with the team, and that made it a lot better, because I felt like I was still a part of the team, and that really helped me, honestly. I was hungry, I was ready to get back on the field, and as soon as I was cleared, literally 3 months on the dot, I went to summer ball up in Oregon, and I was playing, you know, right after. So it was great. Like it made me love baseball again.
That's awesome, and for me especially, having you out there was really impactful for us, and I think it really helped us a lot as a team, chemistry-wise. So speaking of the mental side, like you come from a very small town in Red Bluff, California, and coming to San Francisco, what's that transition like?
Well, I mean, if I can kind of compare that to my injury a little bit, I mean, like I said, I felt like the world was crashing down on me. I'm in an unfamiliar place. I mean, I've been to San Francisco, traveled around a little bit here, and so it's like I'm out of my comfort zone already, and I almost felt like I was trapped in this concrete jungle, to where like it was really easy for me to feel sorry for myself, and that's what I really tried to do for myself, pull myself out of that, and it was good teammates. I had a great team last year. I loved my team. I love my team this year, and that's why I think I'm as successful as I have been. So.
All right, so what was your favorite memory, really quick?
Favorite memory, I think it was all the walk-ups we had last year. We had probably like 5 or 6. It was fantastic. Great time.
All right, perfect, Ryan. Thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate it.
That's all the time we have. Back to you.
They say participating in a sport is more than just learning about the game or getting physical activity. For a kid, it teaches them about teamwork, and if you're good, it can be a pathway to getting into college of your choice. Gabriel Montauk, who's a golfer himself, takes a look at how and why golf has become popular among young people.
Back in the day, golf has been known as a sport for older people. Because of its slow pace, it didn't really attract the youth. However, organizations like the First Tee have helped grow the game through different programs. They focus on shaping the lives of kids by teaching them different values. Executive Director Dan Burke explains how.
Speaking specifically for First Tee and what has made it unique, and there's been millions of kids that have participated in the First Tee around the country, is learning a life skill such as perseverance through an activity. Like instead of worrying about the golf itself, it's really like, here's a ball and how hit it over the wall, and you keep trying to do that until you figure out how to do it, and that's how you learn perseverance. Learning these life skills and these life lessons, that's really the goal of what the First Tee is trying to do. Growing the game is actually pretty much a byproduct of the program, but ultimately, especially with all the problems in our society in America, especially for kids, is we're trying to provide them and arm them with values and life skills that'll help them in life, not only on the golf course, but more importantly, you know, off the golf course, in their classroom and at home and in their jobs and hopefully in college, etc. And that's what's been a big differentiator for the First Tee program and why it's worked so well.
But to hear it straight from the kids, we were able to talk to Manny and Joseph to tell us what the game of golf has taught them.
Golf has taught me to persevere, because every time you hit a bad shot, like you feel like giving up, but it taught me to never give up. Golf taught me independence, to like learn to do things by myself, or just to be okay with it only being me and no one else watching while I continue to keep on trying to get better.
It is clear that golf has gotten more attention through the years. With the opportunity to get a free education or to travel around the world to play and learn life skills, golf can definitely make you a more well-rounded person. In San Francisco, Gabriel Manitok for Urban Nights Update.
One celebrity who really believes in the advantages of youth golf is Warriors basketball player Steph Curry. He's supporting efforts to reestablish the golf program at Howard University in Washington, D.C.
This is your chance to see Ozzy Osbourne, Hamilton, Christmas Carol, and so much more live in action in the Bay Area. If you want to know where, when, and how much, go to patch.com and enter promo code PATCHTICKETS to get 10% off. Don't miss out. The events start with Share at Chase Center this Thursday on November 21st. On November 15th, Kanye West performed a surprise concert for hundreds of inmates at 2 jails in Houston, Texas. West believes this is a mission, not a show. The rapper sang gospel songs from his new album, Jesus is King. Make sure to stay tuned for Kanye West's Sunday services.
86 million. That's how many Americans have watched Sesame Street since its debut 50 years ago. In the beginning, the goal of the show was to make kids smarter, stronger, and kinder, and it still stands that way today. Sesame Street adopted playful learning as a method to teach kids lifelong skills. By forming relationships with their characters, kids are more willing to listen and learn from them. It's crazy to think it has already been 50 years since those colorful characters have came into our lives. Keeping with entertainment, we have Justin Summers with the newest movies update.
Hi, and welcome to your weekly Urban Night Entertainment Update. There are plenty of upcoming movies making their way to the theaters in the next few weeks, so let's get right into it. With Thanksgiving coming up, everyone's preparing to spend some quality time with family. However, this family celebration was a little bit different when a family member is killed shortly after his birthday, leaving everyone as a suspect. The new murder mystery Knives Out is set to hit theaters November 27th.
Thank you all for getting together like this. It isn't legally necessary, but I thought because you're all in town and some of you are leaving soon.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to gently request that you all stay in town until the investigation is completed.
Well, he's gently requesting, but I'm gonna have to make that an order. No one move until we figure this all out.
What? Can we ask why? Has something changed?
No.
No, it hasn't changed, or no, we can't ask.
Mr. Stevens, you may continue.
This isn't the only movie coming out this month that has murder. The star of Get Out, Daniel Kaluuya, is now the main character of the new film Queen and Slim that premieres on November 27th. The movie is about a couple whose night takes a turn for the worse when a routine traffic stop escalates and results in a cop being murdered in self-defense. Let's take a look.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna find somebody with a phone so I can call my family.
If you do that, then they'll know where we are.
Great.
What if they kill us?
Don't say that!
There's no guarantee they won't. You're a black man that killed a cop and then took his gun.
I'm not a criminal.
You are now.
I just want to go home. And I want to see my family.
If you turn yourself in, you will never see them again. All we can do is go forward. There is nothing back there for us. Please, let's just keep going.
Queen and Slim aren't the only ones with unbreakable bonds. Disney comes back again with another classic movie. Frozen 2 is hitting the theaters on November 22nd, and Elsa and Anna are still closer than ever.
Kristoff, can I borrow your wagon? And Sven?
I'm not very comfortable with the idea of that.
You are not going alone. Anna? No, I have my powers to protect me. You don't. Excuse me, I climbed the North Mountain, survived a frozen heart, and saved you from my ex-boyfriend, and I did it all without powers. So, you know, I'm coming.
Me too. I'll drive.
I'll bring the snacks!
I will look after your people.
Please make sure they stay out of the kingdom until we return.
Of course.
Let's let them know.
Anna, I am worried for her. We have always feared Elsa's powers were too much for this world. Now, we must pray they are enough.
I won't let anything happen to her.
That's it for your Urban Night Entertainment Update. I'm Justin Summers. Back to you.
Thanks, Justin. When you think of Korean culture, people automatically think of K-pop bands or food. But as Andy Choi tells us, there's a whole lot more Korean imports that have made their way into American culture than you might think.
The Korean music industry had skyrocketed in popularity in the past couple of years with the noticeable artists like Psy and BTS. Mike Sharek gives us his insight on the Korean culture.
Oh, K-pop.
K-pop, why so?
Because it's so catchy and everybody listens to it now and they tour here in LA. I just hear it, when you go to the stores or, my girlfriend will listen to it or my friends. It's probably a lot of K-pop and just how fast it's spread and getting everyone really interested in it and like the phones and the technology. Sort of everyone gets caught in it and starts to enjoy it.
As the Korean culture is being popularized throughout the world, we take a deeper look into it.
Korean snacks, along with its famous alcohols, especially soju, has been enjoyed by many around the world. Don't forget about the beauty products that the K-pop stars are promoting for better skincare. Here is Peter Kim on why he thinks the culture is being recognized more.
Definitely because of the K-pop culture, and because of that, I think people have more influence in the food. Kind of trigger like a domino effect into people just being more aware and more involved in Korean culture and also Korean food.
Reporting from San Francisco, my name was Andy J. Choi for Urban Nights Updates.
That wraps up this edition of Academy of Art University's Urban Nights Update. I'm Galen Manhard.
And I'm Thomas Delgadillo. For everyone here, thanks for joining us. See you back next time.